I'm really excited to be able to work with you going forward for the community coaching.
Yeah, I am too. I think this is like a miracle really that I was waiting for. I think I need that little extra push with a little more guidance, and just a little more like the mistakes that I'm making. I need someone to kind of show me a way that I can avoid them. So to get a better score, I mean, this is one thing I was waiting for, you know?
Awesome. Awesome. I'm really excited to be able to work with you. What are you hoping to get out of the coaching?
I'm hoping to get out to like figure out what my weak points are exactly. Like I know them. Like it's like it might be like assumption questions and underlying principle questions and logical reasoning, and grouping games and logic games. But it's kind of like I'm doing them. I'm making the same mistakes, but I'm not being able to understand how to correct them, if you know what that means. Like I can figure out, I can watch a video tutorial of a logic game, and be like, oh yeah, this is easy, I understand it, and make the same mistakes next time. So it's kind of like figuring out what I'm doing wrong.
Right, right, definitely. So that deeper level of
Mhm.
analysis.
Yes, yes.
And you're also in my courses as well, right? So what would you say is the biggest insight you've gotten out of the courses so far?
I think the courses have been really helpful with the day to day and how you break it down. They're really detail oriented, so that's what I like about them. On week 4, I think I just finished week 4 with the logic games, and I'm starting the logical reasoning now. So that way I'm caught up, but I'm still struggling a little bit with the logic games, with the logic chains especially, and how to read them correctly. Because if I get that down, I think the questions become really easy to answer. But that way, and I think ordering games, like all sequencing and linear ordering games, are really easy for me, and I enjoy them because they're easy now. But other than that, grouping and then the mixed games would be a little tougher for me. But I'm still working through them. I'm doing them time now, but it's still some problems that I see with them.
Great. Well, it's good to know your weak areas. So you have an area to dive in.
Yes, absolutely. Like I know, but then I needed someone like you to come to come save me, really.
Well, that's what I'm here for. And I won't necessarily save you, but I will teach you how to save yourself.
Yes,
It's
yes.
going to be you there on test day. It'll be
Uh-huh.
you pulling through. But part of the benefit of coaching is that I can help you see your blind spots and move past them and figure out what
Yes.
to do differently
Mhm.
going forward.
Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly what I'm looking for through this mastermind program.
Excellent. Awesome. Okay, well, I'm really glad to have you as part of the program. And I'm looking forward to sharing your contributions with other members of the group as well. I think one of the benefits of community coaching is that group members can give each other insights and you can learn from others' experiences as well.
Yeah, and I think that's great. I mean, I've always worked better in a group setting, so I think it'd be better to for me to learn from other people's experiences and see maybe that they're struggling with the same things that I'm struggling with. Because right now it's just me and the prep books and my brain on fire, really.
Yeah, I think it's what it feels like sometimes, right?
Yes, absolutely. When you're in the library or in your room studying for like 3 or 4 hours straight, but you're not kind of comprehending what's wrong or how you can improve, then it's really frustrating.
I totally get where you're coming from. Do you feel like that happens to you a lot?
Not a lot. So I most of the time I am able to, like, if it's a logical reasoning question and if I get it wrong, I try it again without looking at the answer choice. Well, I look at the answer choice, but I don't mark it like this is correct. So I go through the question again and figure out where I went wrong. Mostly it's I probably misread an answer choice or misread a main part of the stimulus, so where the answer really lies. So but most of my problems are with assumption questions, like mostly the sufficient and necessary assumptions. um, I feel like they're looking for the same thing, but then I kind of don't know how to apply that method onto that particular question.
Oh, that's definitely something we'll talk about because
Yeah.
that's a major area of struggle for a lot of students. But if you can unlock that, it'll make an enormous difference in your prep.
Yeah, because assumption questions are a majority of the logical reasoning on on the tests.
Yeah, they're definitely one of the most common question types.
Hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Excellent, Ume. Well, do you have any questions for me about the program, what it'll be like, the structure, the format, what we'll cover?
Yes. So I just wanted to. I know that we meet once a month, and so what will happen during that meeting? Like, what will we discuss? What will happen? Like, are you meeting with students individually, like you are with me today, and are you setting up a plan for us individually, or is it just going to be like a group thing?
That's a great question. So this is a group program. I'm doing calls like this one right now with you as kind of an initial intake to get to know you a bit better and to get a sense of areas you're struggling with and see what you're looking to get out of the program. The call will be a group call. I'm starting this off fairly small and we'll grow it over time. So this is actually a unique opportunity to work in an extremely intimate small group setting. I'm expecting to have no more than 3 to 5 students in the first month or two of the program. Over time, it will grow gradually. But one of the benefits of that is that we'll get to hear from a wider variety of voices. And again, like I said, you'll be able to learn from the insights of others along the way. So even if you're not the one in the hot seat at the moment, I still want you to treat it as if you're being coached because you can still gain insights, learn from the experiences of others along the way.
Yeah, I think that's great. I mean, I think it'll be really helpful. But also, how is this designed for like a student like me personally? Like, how will this affect my like test day? I don't know how to put it, but like I'm doing your day to day month 3 month per the schedule. So how is this gonna be designed to like I'm taking the test in October, so I have like over 2.5 months. So how is this gonna help with that? Like, are you gonna design something specifically for me, or how will this work?
Well, so basically, what will happen is you will get coached by me during these group calls.
Hmm.
I will occasionally pull you into the hot seat. We'll have a conversation where I coach you on areas of struggle. I will work to help you overcome your blind spots and overcome any obstacles that you're facing. And through those insights that you gain, you will be able to study more effectively on your own. So it's not like I'm customizing an entire study program just for you. That is something I have to reserve for my one-on-one students. But through the group program, through the insights that you gain, you will be able to study more effectively on your own.
Right, and I think that's great. I'm also kind of stuck in between, like where to, like I haven't really started taking recent prep tests yet because I wanted to take them closer to the test day, which is in October, at the end of October. So how should I schedule my exercises so that I'm doing what I'm supposed to, like, but not burning through material?
That's a great question. And I'll just touch on that briefly for now, because that's more of like a Q&A type
Hmm.
question, but I do want to touch on it since we're here right now. So in terms of doing recent prep tests, I would typically suggest for the average student to do one exam per week, along with detailed review of that exam over the course of the week. So let's say you want to take exams 80 through 87 before test day. I would suggest actually that you save half of those for a potential retake. Maybe do the odd numbered ones now, the even numbered ones, save them for the future. You do one per week. You also take an older exam and splice those sections in as experimentals.
Right. And that's what I've been doing, but I kind of didn't know like what to use for practice and what to use for exams, you know. Now that it is digital, only like three tests are on the LSAC website, but hopefully they'll be updating more.
Correct. Yeah. They said they'll add more, and certainly I hope they'll add more very soon. But I would say that in terms of which to use for practice and which to use for full length exams, it ultimately doesn't matter that much. I often recommend students use slightly older ones for practice and newer ones for full length exams, but you'd also don't want to wait too long to do questions from recent exams. So maybe you want to mix in a few from the 70s and 80s into your practice, just so you're getting exposed to the newest material sooner rather than later.
Right. Yep, I think that'd be helpful. Yeah, I think that's all I had for now. And then the questions that I sent you, you said you'll be touching upon them maybe in the Monday session.
Exactly. So the questions that you sent me, I will use those as potential jumping off points for our coaching call together on Monday. We may not touch on all of them, of course, and there may be questions behind the questions, because to simply answer the questions that you're asking me, that is more what I would call tutoring or a Q&A format. What I think is really special about coaching is that we can get to the question behind the question. We can address the question that you didn't even know that you needed to ask, but ultimately was far more important in the big picture when it comes to fundamentally changing the nature of your prep. And that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking for the massive mindset shifts, not the incremental ones.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I'm looking forward to as well, because I think that's what needs to happen in this particular time in my prep. I've been prepping for about a month following your monthly schedule or day-to-day schedule. And I think I'm on track, but some days you're busy and you're working and life happens and then you fall behind. So just to pick up those days and just to you kind of not forget, but you kind of don't remember exactly, because you're on a roll at that particular time and then you're off your roll and then you have to pick up back on your roll after a few days, and it's kind of like, oh my god, I have to start again. So that way I think this would be great, because other students might help me keep myself on track, and so I think this is really great for me.
Excellent, Ume. I'm really happy to hear that. And part of the issue with falling off the wagon and getting back on the wagon, that's honestly more important and bigger than any nitty-gritty question type discussion that we could have. Those are the massive shifts that change everything. If we can get you back on track or get you to change the nature of your preparation to look at the questions on a deeper level, that will carry forward throughout the next couple of months till you take your exam.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking for, because I want this to be my last try, and I just want to really get it done with, so I can apply and the rest of the year kind of rest and go on vacation. But yeah, I just want to get it over with, but in a good way, as I said. So
Totally.
kind of know the exam and ace it, like that kind of mindset.
Yeah, it's definitely what we want for you. Get the LSAT over with and move on with your life.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so ready.
Well, I'm really glad we connected today, Ume, and have a great weekend. I look forward to seeing you on Monday.
Yes, absolutely. Should we have any questions prepared for you, or is this just the first day? So what should I be expecting?
Well, the questions that you sent me are honestly sufficient to dive right in. There's nothing else that you need to do. So what you can expect is that during the call, I'll pull you into since this is one of the initial calls for this group, it's going to be small. You will get called on. You will be in the hot seat. So have your video camera set up and ready to go. And I will ask you some guiding questions to force you to dig deeper into what's really holding you back with your preparation. Obviously, I will also be informed by the questions you've already emailed me, and I may draw upon some of those as well. But it'll be a conversation and may be a little bit Socratic in nature, because the job of coaching is not to necessarily give you the answer. There is not always one particular right answer, but to help you to find the answer for yourself.
Right. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you on Monday, and today has been really helpful. I'm sorry I didn't have my camera set up. I don't know what's going on, but I'll fix it before Monday. But yeah, thank you so much.
My pleasure. You may have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.
All right. You too. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.